Today we're going to be using some 3D printing filament for a slightly unusual use. We're going to try melting it down in a pot and casting it in silicone. You guys have wanted to see quite a few different versions of our diamond play button cast in different stuff, so today we're going to try using 3D printing filament.
What are the supplies here that we're using?
Well, we have a few different rolls of filament provided by Matter Hackers. We've got these ones here which are glow in the dark, and we've got a few of these over here that are black. And all of these, instead of just being a rigid plastic, are kind of a rubbery plastic. And so we're hoping that we'll end up with kind of a rubbery, glowing gem diamond play button. Here's the basic idea. We've got rolls and rolls of this filament provided by Matter Hackers, and we're gonna see if we can melt it on the stove and then pour it into our diamond play button mold. First, I think we need to do a small scale test. And we've got our tiny little Bite Club soap bar mold. We'll try melting some down on the stove and see if we can cast it in here.
So this is not the correct way to melt 3D printing filament, right?
Right.
Oh, that is not nearly as runny as I thought it would be.
No, it's kind of goopy.
Wow. Is it too hot to touch?
Yes.
I'm gonna touch it. Ah! I failed! I failed on everything! I failed everything I've ever done in life. So attempt one, we obviously did not have enough, and someone may have accidentally touched it, so it
Who was that?
lifted up.
Who did that?
Be quiet, Nate!
Who did that?
So we're gonna go ahead and pop this one out. Yeah. We're gonna try again with a lot more. Go, go, go. Oh, that is. Has anyone ever seen the villain of Fern Gully?
Smooth, smooth. This is mostly cooled down, well, partially cooled down. The outside is feeling pretty rigid, but I want to get it all the way cool before we take it out in case it deforms, so I think we're just going to use some cool water.
Okay, better.
That's not too bad. We obviously missed out on a few of the detail spots.
Now, this is not as liquid as a lot of stuff that we've done with this mold, so.
That's very true. This stuff going in is pretty thick and gummy, and the mold that we're going to be using for the diamond play button doesn't have these same tiny inlaid details. I think to try and make it melt a little bit more evenly, we're just going to take a whole bunch of this and we're going to just cut it into like little 1-inch segments, so it's not in that circle where some of it's being held up. We're just going to try and fill it with like these little chopped up bits.
Good aim.
We've got plenty of our plastic melted here, and I'm hoping we have enough that we can just pour it right into the diamond triangle portion here and not have to worry about like, oh, there's some parts that didn't pour out. I don't want to have to scrape it out. I want to be able to just pour it.
Much nicer.
Yes. Good and melty. It looks like hot cheese. Now, I don't know what we're going to do about the bubbles, because there's quite a few bubbles here. Do that.
If nothing else, hopefully the bubbles will just rise to the surface here and you won't see them on the top of the diamond play itself.
point, all of our filament has been melted down nicely and we're ready to start pouring that in. But before we do, I think we're actually going to take a little piece of paper towel and try and apply sort of a print coat by almost using these as a paintbrush. You just coat the bottom of this. I'm hoping that'll give us a nice smooth layer and maybe a few less bubbles.
This smells like really badly burnt coffee.
Okay, we've got that layer in there, and that's already pretty much cooling down quite a bit, but we're just gonna reheat what's in the pan for a minute, just to make sure it's all nice and even, then we'll pour that in. And that won't be enough to fill this, that should only be enough for probably half of it, and we've got another batch that we'll do.
If Starbucks went on revolt, this is what it would smell like.
So you think maybe people with 3D printing filament should just put it in a 3D printer?
Don't do this to your copper pans, kids.
This is a 3D printer provided to us by Matter Hackers. They're the ones who also provided the filament that we're using to make our plastic play button. And this is a really cool machine, and guess what? We are actually giving one of these away.
Now this one is the LOLs bot, and my favorite part is probably the fact that a lot of this is actually 3D printed itself. This piece was made by one of these machines. It's the coolest.
Like, it does have metal parts, but it has a lot of, like, all of the bright green stuff, 3D printed. You can see a lot of this housing, like you can see some of the print lines 3D printed.
Just goes to show you how well this works.
Normally these machines are about $2,500, but you can win one for free. To do so, you need to be a subscriber and enter the contest using the link in the description. Grant has been playing around with some 3D modeling software, and you can see some of the things he's already printed off here. We've got a giant Lego piece, we've got working gears, we've got giant cookie cutter, or for a sandwich if you want to turn your sandwich into puzzle pieces. A ninja star, a transformer. This is the little nickel shooter we made out of cards before. This one's just all 3D printed, including the coins in it.
All right guys, so we've already showed you what happens when you melt 3D printing filament. Now we're actually going to show you what it's really for.
I think we're ready to demold this thing. We've now poured in, I think we had to do 3 layers just to get enough, and it would like go in all bubbly and full, and then as it cooled down, it would drop a little bit.
I would say this is probably not the smartest way to do this. We use what, a spool and a half.
Probably
Filament.
several pounds of filament.
Now this is actually fascinating. It kind of does what brownies do. It pulled away from the edges of the silicone mold, so.
A lot of things that you can cast with will shrink a little bit as you use them. This is no different. Normally this filament isn't used this way, and I think if you don't have it full of air bubbles and just boiling on a pan on the stove, you're not really gonna run into this. I've never seen anything 3D printed shrink, but this method definitely shrunk down a little bit, but that should at least make it easy to demold. Yeah, this is like the easiest demolding of anything I've ever demolded.
Ready? Yeah! That turned out better than I thought.
Actually, it did turn out pretty nice. That's so much 3D printing plastic.
That's a tough sucker. Also, it's a lot lighter than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm curious, let's weigh this.
A lot of bubbles.
We're at 2.69, so basically 2.7 pounds, or 1,225 grams. I do want to trim this off so the back is nicer.
I want to light it up.
By that you mean making it glow in the dark, not like lighting it on fire, right?
Dang it. Yeah! That is a glowing diamond play button. So something that I'm noticing here is the glow does not last nearly as long and is not nearly as bright as the filament is normally.
I think that's true. I think after being cooked the way we did, something has changed and it doesn't glow quite as well.
Yeah, I think it's true. So when I take this off, it's glowing pretty bright-ish, but it fades super fast. Now let's try the actual filament itself.
Let's do like a side-by-side.
Okay, yeah, even the color is different. You can see that this almost has a green glow, and this one, this yellow glow is almost out.
Wildly different, but it definitely, I do think the filament still has more glow. Is that showing up? Yeah, I think that's showing up on camera pretty well.
Yeah.
I think the filament charges faster and stays glowing a little bit longer, but it is still glowing, and that's still neat. Very cool. What do you think we should do with our 3D print filament button? It's not 3D printed, but it is 3D print filament.
Let's drop it off of something.
I wonder if it's like bulletproof. There are many things we can maybe do with a slightly rubbery 3D print filament diamond play button.
What do you guys think we should do?
That's actually kind of funny, like purple, green. Once again, thanks to Matter Hackers for providing the filament. Check the link in the description for the contest where we are giving away a Lulzbot 3D printer. It's worth 2,500 bucks.
It's so cool, you guys.
Guys, that's it for today, but the fun doesn't end. We've always got more for you to see. That box up at the top will take you directly to our last video. You should go check that out. The other box is gonna show you what YouTube thinks you should be watching next. And this bomb in the middle will subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the fun. Don't forget to ring that bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then.